So you may have heard that a law passed a couple weeks ago and no new strip clubs are going to be allowed on Bourbon Street. Now, I've been asked more about this than anything since Mona Lisa, but this was a time where I actually had to be quiet and do some work behind the scenes instead of just being loud here. But now we have an ask. I've spent the last couple weeks talking to everyone involved, from the people who pushed this law through to the club owners, and most importantly, the people who actually work in the clubs. And then I talked to Freddie King. Now, this IZD would have essentially prevented new clubs from opening, or at least made it much, much more expensive to do so. There's a whole bunch of reasons as to why this was pushed through, and you can imagine what those reasons are in a place like New Orleans. And that's bad, but ultimately not nearly as bad as the harm that this would have caused the people who actually work in the clubs, who, as always, were not even asked about this, right? They were not considered. This would have essentially created a monopoly on Bourbon Street, destroying the agency and freedom of employment that multiple clubs provide. However, Freddie King has heard us, and he's now put forward a motion to rescind the IZD that will come up in this Tuesday's council meeting. So we want everyone there, both to ensure that this goes through and the IZD is rescinded, but also to show council that doing right by people is a good thing, that we are going to support them when they have to make hard decisions and pick what the constituents want over what big money wants. So the meeting is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, but this will be coming up later in the day, probably around 11, but I'll try to update as I get more specific times. Also, if you can email Freddie King in advance of this meeting to show that you support rescinding the IZD, that would be super helpful. So we'll see you all out there on Tuesday.